Ready? Hi everyone, I'm with Bob London of London Inc. Inc. with a K. He is a very active local marketing person. I get a lot of advice from him and it was nice to catch up with him and talk about small businesses. So Bob, would you consider yourself a small business?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm a classic virtual small business.
Tell us a little bit about London Inc. and what it does and what is the value.
Absolutely. So London Inc., which is, for those of you interested, London Inc. with a K, londoninc.com, serves two purposes. Basically helping companies figure out their marketing situation. So there's a consulting aspect of the business where I or one of my consultants serve as a virtual VP of marketing for companies that are having issues in marketing, haven't differentiated, they have some challenges with lead generation, but they need help with the big picture. Yet they are definitely not ready to hire a full-time marketing executive because of you lose some of the flexibility and certainly the added cost of hiring someone, and the commitment it's a risky hire sometimes. And so the other side of the business is once there's a solid plan in place based on a market assessment, we then develop the actual marketing programs from the plan. Those are the highest priority programs, and in a sort of a low overhead virtual agency type model to help companies who are trying to manage their spend.
So you actually worked for a lot of large corporations and then set up your own business. What drove you to become an entrepreneur from being a part of the corporate structure?
Well, I enjoyed being part of big companies. I enjoyed the financial benefits. I enjoyed, a lot of the internal networking and team building, and basically I wanted to. I always had some things that I thought would be valuable as skills on their own. Whether it was started actually many years ago as just corporate communications consulting and writing. I ended up at my last years at MCI. I got drafted into the role of speechwriter for the president of the division, and I found that it was an interesting thing to do, and so I just didn't want to get to a certain age in life and never having tried going out on my own. And so it's that urge, that itch that you need to scratch, and it's turned out to be an amazing experience for me. I would recommend it to almost anybody.
There was a Wall Street Journal article yesterday, I think, about how because of the job layoffs and everything, more and more people are becoming entrepreneurs. So
I saw that.
Is this a good time for people to start a business?
Well, so here's the situation. I think in some cases when your company offers a buyout or you are fired, I think that can be, it's easy for me to say this because I've figured it out now, but that can be a blessing. And that's what I think that article talked about partly, was that if you do it by choice, that's great, but sometimes if you're forced to look at being self-employed, it can be the most freeing experience in the world. And so if you, for example, when I visit clients all the time, and I'm at 3 o'clock, whatever I'm doing, my meeting's over, I'm done, and I walk out the door, and with all due respect to corporations, I see people sitting at their cubicles knowing that they have to sit there till 5 or 5:30. It's basically sort of an artificial deadline, and that's when the day ends, even if they've been working since early morning. And so if you want to explore some of the less artificial boundaries of working, if you like to work early in the morning, late at night, whatever, and you have a skill and you've got some relationships that can set you up, and you're willing to do some of your own marketing, which is the biggest thing that people don't realize, it's an absolutely essential thing to explore. It's fantastic.
That's good. And I have a question about this whole economy and the gloomy headlines. How did you prepare for it? When did you start?
What gloomy headline? Last summer, so this would have been late in the summer of '08, and a lot of it started with General Motors, who, I don't like to pick on them now because everyone's picking on them, but, you start reading the headlines, and it did not take a lot of understanding to know that there were some bad things that were going to happen in the economy. And so I started devoting a disproportionately high level of effort to marketing and outreach, including some online activity, publishing articles online, going to events, publishing articles right before events so that people who are at the events would see the same people who read the articles, and they say, oh, I just read something that you... So the timing of different activities, and just doing a lot more outreach to existing and former clients, people who might have needs. And so by the time the fourth quarter rolled around and things were officially bad in the economy, things were terrific for me, and that's carried over into this year. It's been so when you're a small business owner, that anxiety level that you have that says, hey, I'm the only one who can fix this or address this, or the economy's going to go bad, you have to use that as a positive and say, okay, I'm going to take some steps to address it. And that's what I did. And so, the economy hasn't been a big issue for me, but there's so much opportunity out there. I think it's just a question of being able to do the hard work to get out and get the opportunity.
And as we were just talking a little while earlier, we talked about how companies which start and have a good product, how they should market. And you have, what advice do you have to small businesses on?
So that's very interesting. So I have this, like in real estate, everything is location, location, location. My thing, even as the word marketing traditionally suggests spending money on promotion, but my analogy for the real estate, location would be for business. It's product. And the reason for that is that a great example, again, is General Motors, where they've spent an average of, anywhere between $500 million a year up to $1 billion in some years to the 90s into the 2000s on advertising. So these full-page ads in USA Today and TV commercials and sponsorships and a lot of expensive things. And you just have to look and say, well, why would anyone spend that much money promoting what we all know is an average, at best, product? So I joke about instead of introducing the 2001 Chevy Bland, their new model, the Chevy Bland, and putting $300 million behind that launch, why didn't they take the $300 million and put it into R&D to make the Bland not so bland? And so the Chevy Volt, which is the big electric plug-in all-electric car that's supposed to save GM, who's to say that if they hadn't aggregated all that ad money, or at least half of that advertising budget, which is vaporized now, and put it into R&D, that the Volt would have been here 2 years ago, and everyone would be talking about the Volt, not the Prius, which I, by the way, just bought, and it's fantastic. So that's a good lesson of what I call inside-out branding, is to say that if the product or service isn't your best promotional tool, then start over.
So I think one advice that I got from you is market the success story of your product, not the product itself.
That's right. Marketing is best used as a reflection of success to the market of something that's already successful. The best tagline and logo in the world, an ad campaign, won't fix essentially what at the core may be a product problem.
That's great. Where do people find you online?
www.londoninc, that's londonink.com, or I have a blog at insideoutbranding.com, so it's spelled just like it sounds, www.insidebranding.com.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate the time. Take care.